Hi everyone and welcome to today's video. It is somewhat of a special edition, I guess, if you can call it that. It's going to be more than just photography, and for me it's going to be an incredibly meaningful video and a meaningful evening, and I'm going to explain that in a little bit more depth later on. But yeah, it's going to be really special. Let's get going and I'll tell you a bit more about what we're going to be doing. So when I said that tonight wasn't just about wildlife photography, this is what I was referring to. I'm just setting up my hammock now, and this is where we're going to be sleeping tonight, which is slightly terrifying but also really exciting prospects. I haven't done it before, so yeah, very keen to see how it goes. It's actually not going to be a particularly short evening either, or short night, because we're now mid-August, so the sun sets at about 8:30 in the evening. Probably by 9 o'clock the light is going to be gone, and then it won't rise again until around 5:30, I guess. We'll have a little bit of light from around 5 in the morning, but yeah, that leaves us with 8 hours here in pretty much complete darkness, which is yeah, exciting and scary at the same time. Just can't wait though to hear the sounds of nature and just be in amongst it. I know that there are deer and hares and foxes and owls that use these woodlands, so hopefully in the middle of the night I'm going to be woken up by some pretty cool animals. And for now though, we've got about 3 hours until sunset, so let's head out and see if we can find any deer and hares and owls and foxes. As I just said, they're the sort of species that are around the area, so yeah, let's just see what we can see. I'm not going to put any pressure on it. I just want to enjoy being out, and if we see stuff, that's great. If we don't, that's also fine. And then yeah, we'll just see how we get on tonight in this. It's going to get down to about 10 degrees, so I do have a few warm layers, but yeah, a bit concerned about that, but it'll be fine. We'll work it out. So just before we go out and find some wildlife, I figured I should give it a bit of a test run, because I don't want to come back later, find it's not working, or I just fall out and it's pitch black. So yeah, I'm going to give that a go now, and this could be quite amusing. Let's see what happens. It's incredibly hard to do whilst holding the camera at the same time. I tell you what, that is so comfy. I'm quite low to the ground, but I think that's probably alright. Yeah, amazing. I can't wait to get into this later. But for now, yeah, let's get going and find some wildlife. So one thing about this time of year is it's prime time for roe deer rutting. It's their rutting season. It comes a little bit earlier than the red deer who rut in October and the fallow deer who rut in November. The roe deer do it in August, so that is definitely something I'd love to see tonight. A few bucks chasing each other would be absolutely awesome. And yeah, if you follow my channel, you'll know that roe deer are just my absolute favourites. So I would absolutely love to see some of them. But they're very skittish, which means I need to be a little bit more quiet. I'm going to turn the camera off for a little bit, or at least stop talking to it. So already we've got a roe deer. It's not a buck, but we've got a female, otherwise known as a doe. She's probably about 100 metres away, but she's heading this way. So I've set myself up. I'm going to try and get some film for you. actually wrong, and it is a buck. It's just so far away I couldn't tell before, but yeah, we've got a male roe deer heading our way. Still pretty far in the distance, but the nice thing is the wind is kind of coming across me, so it's actually blowing the sounds I make and any of my scent in that direction, and the deer is in that direction, so hopefully he's not going to hear me or smell me until he's a little bit closer. Unfortunately, a deer ended up coming up through these hedgerows behind me and ended up spotting me and barking, letting off a warning sign, so the buck heard it and headed into the crops. I didn't really want to hang around and try and sort of chase after them, because that's not how you get good pictures. That's not the way to do wildlife photography. So I'm gonna actually go now into another field right next to where my hammock is, and I'm just gonna sit there and wait and hope that the wildlife comes to me. I know that so many different animals use this field regularly, so between now and sunset I think I've got quite a decent chance of at least seeing a few different species. So let's go and do that, and let's see how we get on. Unfortunately, tonight just hasn't been my night. I haven't managed to get any pictures at all, which is a real shame. But I'm on my way back to the hammock now, and because I'm spending the night there, that means as soon as it's light, I'm already here, I'm already in position. So I'll keep my fingers crossed that at least tomorrow morning we can have some nice moments. And it does just go to show that wildlife is so unpredictable, and to get nice photos, even of a subject as simple as roe deer, can be a real challenge, and you've just got to put the hours and the time in. And I think every now and then it's actually maybe quite beneficial to have an evening like tonight where things don't work out, because it does just remind you how special those encounters are when you do get them. And hopefully we'll get one of them tomorrow morning. For now though, I'm going to head to the hammock, and once I get there I'll catch up with you before I tuck myself in for the night. Made it back to the hammock, and I've got to say it is officially dark now. Just lighting myself up here with my camping lamp, and yeah, about to get into the hammock. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little bit scared of the prospect of tonight. Definitely out of my comfort zone. Obviously I've camped before, but every time I've wild camped it's been with a friend. Every time I've camped on my own it's been in a campsite. So first time I wild camped completely on my own, and definitely regretting ever watching a horror film, but you got to live with your decisions, don't you? So that's that, and I'm going to get in a minute, have a bit of food, and then get nice and cosy and hopefully have a good night's sleep. Good morning, it's about 5 AM. I've just woken up naturally, and I think the sun rises in about 45 minutes, so it's still really pitch black right now, but it won't be long until it starts to get light. So I'm going to slowly start getting up and get into position somewhere, and just hope that when the sun rises I've got a bit of wildlife in front of me. Not sure how it's going to go, but yeah, we can just try our best. It's been a pretty comfy night, to be honest. I've woken up quite a few times, but mostly just because I've been hearing the tawny owl in the background, which has been lovely. I can still hear it a little bit now. Haven't really heard much else, to be honest. I thought I would hear some deer and things like that rustling around, but it's actually been really, really quiet and really nice. I started off feeling a little bit scared, as I told you, but actually I just settled into it, and it's been a great experience overall, so definitely something I might do again at some point. Anyway, I'm going to start getting up now, and hopefully we'll have some nice wildlife encounters this morning. So I am ready to go. I've got my camera, and I think after last night's disappointment, these crows are so annoying and loud. night's disappointment of not really getting any pictures or having many encounters, I'll take anything this morning, whether it's a muntjac or a roe deer or a fox. Yeah, I'll just be happy with anything. Anything would mean a lot to me. I said at the start of the video that this is a really meaningful video for me, and I still need to explain why, and I'll do that at the end of the video. But yeah, for now, let's just cross our fingers and hope that with our camera this morning we can get some nice photos. What an amazing start to this morning. Almost as soon as I left the hammock, I could see there were a load of deer in this field. So I worked my way around and just really, really quietly and slowly got into position, and I'll show you. This gap behind me, I just army crawled all the way through there and eventually got to this position where I am now, lying down on the edge of the field, and there was a large group of fallow deer and then also a roe deer buck as well. And the roe deer came right across my path in front of me, so I got some wicked photos and video as well. And the best part is, I didn't scare any of the fallow deer or the roe deer. The fallow deer didn't even notice me. The roe deer definitely did, but was just kind of curious about what I was, a little bit cautious, but continued going in the same direction that he was already headed. Also saw a couple of brown hares, and now I'm just deciding whether or not I should just wait here or whether I should explore and see if walking around anywhere else gets me into a position to find any other animals. But I think for now I might just sit and wait for a bit longer. I'll show you some of the pictures now. I'm really pleased with a couple. Alright, we've got a muntjac. There's actually a couple of them. One of them looks to be heading in this direction, so I'll be quiet and see what happens. field for about an hour and a half now, and it's been awesome. I've seen muntjac, fallow deer, roe deer, brown hares, and although I haven't got pictures of all of them, it's been amazing to see, and I've definitely got a few pictures of roe deer and muntjac, so that's been nice. And now it's about 7 in the morning, so I think I'm gonna have a bit of a quiet and slow wander around and see if we can see anything else in any other of the fields or the woodland around here. I'm so happy. Just saw a fox. Like, as I was coming out from the other field, I just got a brief glimpse, and the fox looked up at me and then went into the hedgerows, but I got a couple of quick pictures, and it is always amazing to see foxes in the countryside. It's obviously something I do a lot in London, but wait, I might be able to. It might be back in the distance. Yeah. That was the fox again, but really far in the distance now. I think since the fox spotted me, they've gone up the field the other way. But that's just so cool to see, and yeah, I'll share a couple of these pictures now. What an absolutely awesome morning it's been, and it's not over yet, because although I'm packing up, we've got a bit of a walk home through the fields and through the woods, so I'm definitely keeping my camera out because you never know what else we might see. For now though, I want to take this as an opportunity to share a little bit of news and why this video has been so special for me. In September, I'm actually moving to the United States. I'm moving to California to do a Master's in Environmental Science and Management, which I am so excited for. I'm going to be teaching alongside it to help fund it, and just so excited and feel so lucky and grateful to be able to study the things that I love. Definitely not taking it for granted at all. I'm moving out there because my partner's out there, so it all just made sense to do the Master's there. But at the same time, I'm really going to miss the UK wildlife, especially this location here, which is where so many of my videos are filmed. You know, I'm sure if you followed me for a while, you'll have seen me getting super excited about the roe deer, the fallow deer, the muntjac, the barn owls, the tawny owls, the foxes, the brown hares, just so much stuff, red kites, short-eared owls even in the winter. So yeah, absolutely amazing abundance of wildlife here. And I'm definitely going to miss it a lot. Obviously, so much out in California though, so you know, I've got a big list from raccoons to black bears that I want to photograph, which is going to be wicked. And I also just wanted to say such a big thank you to everyone who's followed me so far, and for all your lovely comments. They mean so much to me, and I'm really grateful for you following me along on my journey, and I hope that you continue to do so. It's definitely not the end of my UK videos. I'll be back in the holidays, and the course is 2 years, so who knows what the future holds, but I'm sure I'll be back to film and photograph more UK wildlife in the future. For now though, let's finish packing up, and then we'll head home, but keep our camera out and see if we see any more wildlife on the way. Nothing else to report, unfortunately, but still, what an amazing time I've had, and I hope you enjoyed it as well. Obviously, yesterday evening we had a bit of frustration, but then the night in the hammock was really cool to experience. I was a bit scared going into it, but quickly relaxed and enjoyed listening to tawny owl and just the sounds of nature and the peace and quiet. And this morning was epic to have seen fallow deer, roe deer, muntjac, brown hare and fox as well. Incredible. What a way to sign off. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one hopefully, which actually I was going to say it's going to be in California, but I've got an amazing trip just before that to Botswana, so I'm still not sure what my videos like that from there are going to look like. Yet to figure out how I do that. I might do some kind of like video diary type thing, and I might just keep it for myself, for my own sort of memories, but I might share it as well, so yeah, we'll see. But anyway, whether my next video is Botswana or in California, I hope to see you there. Thanks again for watching.